I was diagnosed with hydrocephalus. My memory's not the greatest. I think it was summer of 2018. And then the next summer we had a new home built. We had to paint the house, and I was starting to notice some dizzy spells. And that had me worried. And then over time, I started to have major memory problems to the point where in early 2020, my memory span was somewhere between 2 and 3 seconds. It took about 3 or 4 months of balancing my medications to get my feet back on the planet.
When Max first came to the Center for Wellness, he was really struggling with anxiety. He was having memory issues.
He was not in a good place physically, mentally. He shared that he lost his business. Dr. Malley gave him a prognosis of living 2 years if he wasn't going to comply with medication management.
He was not able to provide for himself. He wasn't able to work. He was not able to take care of his finances.
He was struggling with health issues, mental health issues, and a despair around treating them. He was struggling with the most basic things, and his life was threatened. His life was coming to an end, perhaps by his own perspective.
He was really struggling with his personal relationship at that time, so that one thing really affected his life significantly, and he couldn't get back on track by himself.
It took Dr. B from Portland to step in and get things under control.
He'd made many efforts to get better, and he wasn't convinced that any of them would work.
At that point, right when everything was coming back together, I was getting kicked out of my living situation. I think I was in such a foggy space that I was just being led. The path was being paved for me. Everything just happened.
It became apparent to me that he had medical conditions that were really treatable. He was open to a different perspective on them.
So we took him on and met him, and he agreed to have us help him. Med management was really our first chore, and the more he was consistent with his medication, the more clear he became, and then he just reached out whenever he needed assistance with other services.
I just think there's a lot of services here that there aren't in other places.
So I see Max as an overcomer. He has great growth mindset, and he creates an environment of healing around himself. And I think that he's a great light for the community of resiliency.
Max is one of our most independent individuals on ACT.
All right, thanks, Mary. See you next time. Bye.
Hearing where he was when he came aboard ACT and what I have seen now is a stark contrast, truly.
It was a step, and a step into the new life. It's been a good life for the last few years.
The ACT wraparound approach is very successful because we do all things for all people. We do not hold back. We meet people where they're at, and we walk side by side with them during their journey.
It's been a real pleasure to work with Max. As a psychiatrist, a lot of the problems that I approach are complex, and the treatments are long, and the benefits are unclear. But with Max, he came to us and we pretty much knew that we had a chance to help save a life.